Three little bears. This is a story about three little bears. And one day Mama Bear made some porridge for breakfast. And she put it on the table, and Papa Bear tasted his porridge and he says, "Ooh, this porridge is too hot." So Mama Bear tasted hers and she said, "Ooh, my porridge is too hot too." So Baby Bear tasted his porridge and he says, "Ooh, my porridge is too hot too." So Papa Bear said, "Well, let's go for a walk and wait for it to cool." So they all left their little house and away they went. And then along came, guess who? Big Butt Goldilocks. And she could smell that porridge a mile away. And she came to the little house, and her butt was so big it was dragging on the ground. She came to the doorway, and she forced her way in, but her butt got caught. And as she was going through, she ripped all the molding off the door. She continued on into the kitchen, and she said, "Oh, porridge." So she tasted Papa Bear's porridge and scarfed that down. Tasted Mama Bear's porridge and gobbled that down. Tasted Baby Bear's porridge, and that was the end of that. So then she saw three chairs in the living room. So she sat in Baby Bear's chair, and it just exploded and broke. So then she wheeled her big butt over to Mama Bear's chair and sat on that and crashed that. And then she sat in Papa Bear's chair. And this was a big chair, but her big butt was too much for it, and that gave way, and that was the end of that. So then she went upstairs and she saw three beds. So she laid in Baby Bear's bed, and she smashed that. Then she laid in Mama Bear's bed and smashed that. So then she laid in Papa Bear's bed, and it gave way and all the legs came off and down she went. Well, she just broke the bed, and all of a sudden the three bears came home. And Papa Bear said, "Ooh, someone's ate all my porridge." And Mama Bear said, "Ooh, someone ate all my porridge." And Baby Bear said, "And someone ate all my porridge, it's all gone." So then they went in the living room. And Papa Bear said, "Oh, look, my chair is all broken." Mama Bear said, "Mine is all smashed." And Baby Bear said, "Mine is demolished." So they went upstairs, and Papa Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And Baby Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." Or Mama Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And then Baby Bear said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed and they broke it all to pieces." And just then Big Butt Goldilocks wakes up, saw the three bears, and she was scared to death. So she ran for the window. She jumped out the window, but her butt wouldn't let her get through it. And there she was, hanging from her butt on the outside of the house. And all of a sudden there was a big crash, and the window frame broke loose, and down she went onto the ground. And then she ran through the forest with her butt dragging the ground all the way home.
Yay, three bears!
That's the end of the three bears. Let's see, what was the next one?
The Red Riding Hood.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. And she had a grandmother who lived on the other side of the forest. So one day her mother says, "Oh, Grandma's sick in bed. I want you to take these goodies over to her so it'll make her feel better." So Little Red Riding Hood got her little basket and away she went. And she's picking wildflowers on the way. And who did she meet? But Mr. Wolf. And Mr. Wolf said, "Where are you going, Little Red Riding Hood?" She says, "I'm going to visit my grandma who lives on the other side of the forest." "Oh, that's a good thing," he said. "That's very nice of you." So he thought to himself, now's my chance. So he ran through the forest, got to Grandma's house, went in, grabbed Grandma, threw her in the closet and locked the door, jumped into bed and put Grandma's hat and bedclothes on and was laying there. And along came Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood went in the house and said, "Grandma, I brought you a basket of goodies." "Oh, what a sweet little girl," said the big bad wolf. And Little Red Riding Hood said, "But, oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have." He said, "Well, that's the better to see you with, my dear." "Oh, Grandma, what big nose you have. The better to smell you with, my dear." "Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you with, my dear." And he jumped out of bed and grabbed Little Red Riding Hood, and just then there was a woodsman passing by. And he heard the commotion and the screaming, and he ran to the window, and he saw the big bad wolf had Little Red Riding Hood, so he took out his gun and shot the big bad wolf dead. And he went in and he released Grandma from the closet, and they all ate the goodies, and everybody lived happily ever after.
Hey, Little Red Riding Hood! 3 pigs.
Time out for a drink. Once upon a time there were 3 little pigs. They lived in a house with their mother, and one day the mother said to 3 little pigs, "It's time for you little pigs to go out in the world and earn your living and make your way in the world." So they said, "Okay," and away they went. Well, the first they were going along the road, and the 3 little pigs met a man with a load of straw. So one little pig said, "Please, Mr. Man, can I have some straw to build myself a straw house?" And the man said, "Sure, little pig," and he built himself a straw house. The 2 other little pigs kept on going down the road, and they met a man with a load of sticks. And the little pig said, "Please, Mr. Man, can I have some sticks to build myself a stick house?" "Sure," said the man. And the little pig built himself a stick house. And the other pig kept going along the road, and pretty soon he met a man with a load of bricks. He said, "Please, Mr. Man, can I have some bricks to build myself a brick house?" "Sure," he said. So the little pig built himself a brick house. But then, guess what happened? The big bad wolf came along. And he knocked on the straw house door, and he said, little pig, let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The little pig said, "Never, never will I let you come in, by the hair of my chinny chin chin." So the big bad wolf, he huffed and puffed and blew the house in. And the little pig ran next door to the stick house. And the big bad wolf went to the stick house, and he knocked on the door, and he said, little pigs, let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." The little pig said, "Never, never will we let you come in, by the hair of our chinny chin chins." So the big bad wolf, he huffed, he puffed, and he huffed and he puffed, and finally blew the house in. So they ran down the road to the brick house. And the big bad wolf followed them down there and knocked on the door, and he said, little pigs, let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So the little pig said, "Never, never will we let you come in, by the hair of our chinny chin chin." So the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and huffed and huffed. He could not blow the house in. So he climbed up on the roof. So the little pigs put a pot of boiling water in the fireplace. So the big bad wolf was going to come down the chimney. They would get him. So the big bad wolf gets up in the chimney, and he slides down the chimney and ends up in the pot of boiling water. And they cooked him up and ate him, and that was the end of the big bad wolf.
Yay, 3 little pigs!
What's the next one?
Little red hen.
Oh, the little red hen. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen, lived in the chicken coop with his mommy and daddy. And one day he said to his mommy, "I'm going to go see the wide, wide world." And his mother said, "Oh, little red hen, don't do that. The wide, wide world is wicked and bad." He says, "I don't care." So the next morning, away he ran. And he came to the field, and he met Mr. Horse. And Mr. Horse says, "Hee, where are you going, little red hen?" Little red hen says, "I'm going to see the wide, wide world." "Oh, you foolish little red hen, don't you know the wide, wide world is wicked and bad?" He said, "I don't care," and away he ran. Pretty soon he met Mr. Cow. And Mr. Cow said, "Moo! Where are you going, little red hen?" Little red hen says, "I'm going to see the wide, wide world." "Oh, you foolish little red hen, don't you know the wide, wide world is wicked and bad?" He says, "I don't care," and away he ran. So pretty soon he came to the forest, and he started down the path. And who did he meet but Foxy Loxy? Foxy Loxy says, "Little red hen, where are you going?" He says, "I'm going to see the wide, wide world." And Foxy says, "Oh, what a coincidence. That's just where I'm going. Let us go together. But first, let's stop at my house and have some dinner." "Good idea," said the little red hen. So the way they ran through the forest. Pretty soon they came to Mr. Fox's house. And they went inside, and the two little foxes were playing on the floor, and Mummy Fox had a big pot of boiling water on the stove. And the little red hen said to the foxes, "Oh, little foxes, what are we going to have for dinner?" And the little foxes says, "Oh, you foolish little red hen, don't you know we're going to eat you?" The little red hen was so frightened he didn't know what to do. So when they opened the door to get some more firewood, the little red hen whipped out the door and flew up into a tree. And the foxes come out and said, "Little red hen, we're going to wait and wait and wait till you come down. And then we're going to eat you." But it got darker and darker and dark. Pretty soon, the foxes got tired. So they went in the house and went to bed. The little red hen jumped down out of the tree, ran through the forest, through the field, into the barnyard, jumped in the chicken coop and then beside his mommy and daddy. And he says, "I'll never, never go see the wide, wide world again, because it's wicked and bad."
Yay, little red hen! I gotta do Billy Billy. Gotta do Billy Billy Billy.
Oh. Ooh, Billy, 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 Billy.